We're gonna get into our Oscar talk here. Nominations going to be coming up pretty soon for the Academy Awards. There, I think they dropped the nominations probably towards kind of middle January, towards tail end of January. They dropped the nominations for it. They already have the short list for a lot of awards that they're doing
Right.
with that there. But wanted to just kind of make some predictions there. What we think is who's going to be nominated, who's going to probably win there for that. Um, I know you have your list you sent me. I also have my list there as well that I'll bring up here. And did you want to do just the major awards, or did you want to go through pretty much everything here?
Let's do a little bit of everything. Let's have some fun with this. And yeah, the Oscars I believe are going to be airing on March 5th on Hulu and ABC concurrently. So this will be the first time it's simulcast online, which is certainly convenient because for whatever reason I always have trouble watching the Oscars whenever it's on broadcast television. So I welcome the change. But
Yeah.
yeah, when I was thinking about the I sort of did this in a if I pick the winners kind of idea, but
Mm.
I think this has been a really strong year for movies. I think there's just been a lot of really good cinema, a lot of really great art direction, a lot of great just cinematic storytelling going on this year. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at my best of list from last year on my letterbox, and I think this year is better than last year. Definitely, by far there. Especially seeing a lot of other stuff like It Was Just an Accident and Sinners and No Other Choice and If I Had Legs I
Right.
Could Kick You. Yeah, really, really great stuff this year. I think, yeah. So for me, I think it was, yes, better than what last year was. Yeah, for
Yeah, I'd
sure.
have to I'd have to go back and look at my 2024 list to make that determination because 2024 has Dune Part 2 and I'm I'm just a huge Dune fan, so I'm just very biased about that, but either way, great year for films, I think.
Yeah. So did you want to start from like category wise? Did you want to start with the big one, or did you want to start from like kind of like more the bottom up or
Let's start from the bottom up.
okay.
Okay, so admittedly, I'm gonna go to the bottom of my list, and admittedly, on some of these, I'm not as familiar with the category. So if my picks are a little like, "Why'd you pick that?" I'm not super knowledgeable about this, but the first one I did was best makeup and hairstyling. I said Sinners was probably going to win this one because I think the styling of the characters once in the first half of the movie when they're getting the club together and in the back half with all the vampire stuff are both equally good and contrast each other in really interesting ways. So I thought that alone made it a really good pick for that category. And then honorable mentions, I said Wicked for Good, just because it's so theatrical and everyone has such a crazy costume and it all looks like impeccably well designed. So I thought that was worthy of a nomination. And the other honorable mention was Frankenstein, just because, aside from the creature effects, everyone in that movie has a really elaborate costume, very gothic looking character design. And I thought the makeup and hairstyling really accentuated the art style.
Yeah. For best makeup, I think it's either going to be Wicked or Frankenstein. Those are my two guesses for that. I believe there. I think they came out with their short list for it already. I think one of them was best makeup there, where they do a short list and they try to trim it down to because you can nominate five movies for that. I think it's five for each category except for best
Right.
picture, which you can do 10. They doubled best picture thing.
Right.
Which always some years I always think like, well, we don't need 10 nominations for best picture because some of the years this wasn't that good. But yeah, it'd be interesting what they do here. For best makeup and hairstyling, the short list is here. The Alto Nights. Was that movie with Robert De Niro?
Yeah,
That movie?
he played like two different gangsters, so twin roles for him.
Okay. Frankenstein, Kuho, Marty Supreme, Nuremberg, one battle after another, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, The Ugly Stepsister, and Wicked for Good.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think if you had to trim it down to five, Frankenstein, Wicked for Good, Sinners, One Battle After
Mm.
Another, and they'll probably do maybe Marty Supreme. I'm trying to think of like
Yeah.
maybe.
They always leave like a couple of those like kind of like in the hairstyling and these kind of categories. They always leave some things that aren't like the most fantastical movies, just because the makeup does a lot of the character work for you.
Yeah, I guess Smash Machine because he did all that makeup on The Rock and made him kind of look like Mark Kerr, I guess a little bit. But yeah, I
I
think it's.
I I think that's a fair point for Smashing Machine.
I didn't see Ugly Stepsister. I know I've heard it. I heard it's pretty good. I didn't see it though. With that one, but it'd be cool if it got nominated. It'd be cool if it's a smaller horror film there.
Right.
Okay. Then we got best costume design
Okay.
there. Now for me, I think best costume wise there, I had Sinners.
Okay.
There I had Frankenstein. And I think those two would probably be the ones that would probably they people like period pieces. Period pieces usually are pretty good there. I think Frankenstein's gonna win. Right. Either that or another category, I think, as well as competing with Wicked for Good would be the three I think that's competing for it.
I think that's totally fair. I also said Frankenstein is probably going to win this because like even outside of the monster looks fantastic, but everyone has such a really outlandish gothic design, and it really sells just how elaborate this world is, and it's quite fascinating to look at. My two honorable mentions were Paul Tazewell for Wicked for Good, just because it's so theatrical and Broadway, and everyone just looks impeccable throughout the whole thing. And this is just a personal pick, but Judiana Markovsky for Superman. I just thought they did a really good job of translating those DC characters to life and putting new spins on those characters that they haven't seen in movies before. It's not going to win, but I just thought I'd give it a shout out.
Mm, yeah. And for the short, I don't see it on the short list for best costume design there. For
Yeah,
that,
that's more of a for Neil pick more than a legitimate one.
yeah. All right. Best original song. So this is pretty much it's going to be either Sinners or K-pop Demon Hunters. It's probably going to be. They're probably going to even have two songs each.
Yeah,
Probably.
other movies had original songs besides K-pop Demon Hunters and Sinners this year. This is news to me.
Yeah. For on the short list here, they have let's see, original songs. So they have Tron Ares is one of them.
Okay,
Then they have Dionne Warren, Relentless. There's a movie there. Avatar Fire and Ash, F1, Billy Idol, Should Be Dead, Wicked for Good, of course, Highest to Lowest. Then another song
okay.
from Wicked for Good, Sinners, and K-pop Demon Hunters, as we mentioned. There's also one called Train Dreams. There's Train Dreams. There's that.
Oh,
Um,
the end credit song of Train Dreams. That's pretty good.
yeah. Come See Me in the Good Light and Viva Verdil there. So, yeah. And you picked yeah, K-pop Demon Hunt Golden. You think so?
Yeah, I think this is Golden's category to lose. It's a radio hit. Everyone knows what the song is. It's one of the few times a movie song has really broken pop culture like into broader pop culture since like Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On. As great as like the Sinner songs are, I think this is a lock for Golden. My honorable mentions were Your Idol, also from K-pop Demon Hunters, and I Lied to You from Sinners. Both great songs, but they're not Golden.
Mm. They even did that the halftime game, Snoop Dogg Christmas game, right? They did Golden. Yeah.
They did, yeah. Every time the K-pop Demon, every time Huntrix performs on something, they always got to play Golden. So
Okay. Yeah.
it's the mascot song. What can you do?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's been blowing up bigger than what Sinners has with, and people were really liking that Sinners song too. And people like I downloaded it, I got it on my gym playlist, all that good stuff there. So I think it'll be between those two, I Lied to You or the Golden. I have to agree. I think it's probably going to be maybe Golden. Yeah, I think they're probably going to maybe go with that one.
Yeah.
Best original score. You got that here. So, best original score. So on this, you have Fire. This is the short list, by the way,
Okay.
for the Academy. So you got Avatar, Fire and Ash, Begonia, Captain America: Brave New World, Dion Warren, Relentless, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Hedda, A House of Dynamite, Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme, Nuremberg, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Sarat there, Train Dreams, Tron Ares, Truth and Treason, Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery, and Wicked for Good. What are you
Okay.
thinking here?
I think it goes to Frankenstein. The score for Frankenstein is beautiful. It's an amazing piece of music in any context, and I keep going back to the gothic atmosphere of it, but it is just a really heart-wrenching gothic piece of music that just fits the world of that movie so perfectly that I would pick Frankenstein for this. My honorable mentions are Ludwig Göransson for Sinners, and then John Murphy and David Fleming for Superman. I think both
Mm.
of those are great scores, but Alexander Desplat's work on Frankenstein is a whole nother level.
I think they're gonna give this to Sinners. I had to go original score. I think they're gonna give this to Sinners there. I noticed they didn't nominate K-pop. Don't have that on their short list for original score. I noticed for K-pop Demons.
Yeah,
There. Oh, you
that
guys.
that yeah, that's more of like a EDM techno soundtrack. It's not as like classically orchestral, so that might be why they left it off.
Mm, yeah, but I think it's gonna be probably for me. I think Sinners is probably gonna take original score. I think.
Very,
Uh,
very, very worthy winner either way.
Special effects. So that's next up here. Let me see if I think they already have that here. Visual effects. So they have that on the short list here. So I think this is going to be probably Avatar: Fire and Ash. I think they're going to go with probably with this one. But they have Avatar: Fire and Ash, The Electric State, F1, Frankenstein, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, Sinners, Superman, Tron Ares, Wicked for Good. Um,
Yeah, all really good picks. My personal pick would go to Superman, just because I thought it did a really great job of selling the outlandish world that Superman lives in with all the creatures and characters in a really new and interesting way that hadn't been seen on screen with the Superman character before. And I agree, Fire and Ash is probably going to win, but we Avatar has already won special effects, so that's why I didn't really pick it for my thing. And Frankenstein just has really good special effects in general with the creature and all that. So those would be my picks.
okay. Yeah, I think listen, if Avatar Fire and Ash, you don't win visual effects, I mean, what the hell are you doing? I mean,
Right.
like, bro, this should be your thing, man. So yeah, I think they're gonna go with that one. I think that's kind of the runaway favorite, I think, for
I mean,
this.
to be fair, Fire and Ash is astounding looking. Like even three Avatar movies in, the special effects are still like genuinely impressive and special looking.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have cinematography here. So the short list here we have Ballad of a Small Player, Begonia, Die My Love, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Nouvelle Vague. We have One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Sirat there, Song Sung Blue, Sound of Falling, Train Dreams, Wicked for Good.
Okay.
Yeah. So, cinematography wise, out of these choices, I think it's maybe gonna be. I'm thinking maybe One Battle After Another or Sinners. I would say. And then what did you have here? You had Train Dreams. I heard a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adolfo Veloso is the cinematographer for Train Dreams, and he just did an amazing job filming the natural world of the movie and making it really connect with the viewer and the story being told. And it's just beautiful to watch the entire time. So if it were totally up to me, I would pick Train Dreams, but Dan Laustin for Frankenstein and Autumn Arkapoff for Sinners both did great work too. So that would be my runners up.
Train Dreams did win the Critics' Choice Awards for Best Cinematography, so it did win that. This today, tonight, so it did win that.
Oh, good.
All right, we got Best Adapted Screenplay there. Best Adapted. I don't think they have a short list for this. Let me make sure. I'm gonna check here
Okay.
to just make sure. But no, I don't think they have that yet. So for you, Best Adapted Screenplay, you had Frankenstein as the winner there.
Yeah, Frankenstein is one of my favorite books of all time. So I'm a big like stickler for stuff like this with Frankenstein. It's one of the best adaptations of the book I've ever seen. It gets the themes of the book totally right. It changes a couple things around, so it's not identical, but it really understands the themes, the characters, and the overall narrative of the book better than any movie I saw this year. My honorable mentions were Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, and bit of a wild card one, Mike Flanagan for Life of Chuck, just because I thought both of those screenplays were great.
Mm, okay. Um, hmm. They might do Hamnet. They might do that one. That might be one they nominate and probably have win, maybe. I know a lot of people love Shakespeare. They love that stuff, so they might do that. I think
Right.
it's probably between Hamnet and probably One Battle After Another. I think would probably be the 2 that would be in between, my
I
guess.
could I could see that. I haven't seen Hamnet, but I've heard it's had a great script, so I could see it.
Yeah, it's okay. I didn't really love the movie. It's okay. I didn't really love it all that much. Best original screenplay. We got that.
Okay.
So best original screenplay, I'd have to agree with you there and with Sinners, with that one. Yeah. And you want to say your honorable mentions there?
Yeah, my honorable mentions were James Sweeney for Twinless. It was a low key drama movie from a filmmaker I'd never heard of before, but it's a really effective drama, and I thought it was quite good. And then for the ultimate Neil pick, Noah Oppenheim for A House of Dynamite, because apparently nobody loves this movie as much as I do. So that's my wild card pick for original screenplay.
Let's see. I'm looking at some other lists here. That could possibly be. Oh, this person brings a point. So it was just an accident. Could also do that one, and we just reviewed that movie. I love that movie. I think that's pretty great. Sentimental Value is also an original screenplay, and I do love that movie as well. And I think that movie really has a good, strong script.
Is
I,
If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You an original screenplay?
I believe it is. Let me check to see, but I believe it is. That's also a good, strong one as well. What I would want to win is probably Sentimental Value. What I think is going to win out of the options that they're maybe gonna pick, mm, I mean, they might do centers. They might do center or maybe Marty Supreme. Maybe Marty
Oh, yeah.
Supreme might be an option. But I think, yeah, it does qualify as a original screenplay here. I don't say it's based on any book or anything. So yeah, that's also a good strong script too, if I had legs I could kick you. But yeah. Mm, yeah. Best international feature. You had Left-Handed Girl in there. Uh
Correct. I did not see that many international features this year, admittedly, but Left-Handed Girl is just a really great slice of life drama about a very flawed family trying to figure out how to live in a new chaotic situation. And I thought, as a film, it's great, it's tense, and it's uh, it's just a great film in general. So easy pick for me.
Yeah, so I've seen Secret Agent, which is a international film. I've seen No Other Choice. I saw Left Handed Girl. We did a review of it, and I've seen It Was Just an Accident. So that's 4 movies. I think all of those will be nominated, just depending on what they put in the 5th film. But I think it's really a race between It Was Just an Accident and No Other Choice. I think are 2 that are probably in the race. Even though Secret Agent, I'd love if that pulled it out. That's also really good too.
Right.
But I think it's really between those ones. If I had to pick, maybe. Ooh, I think maybe I could see them giving It Was Just an Accident. I could see them doing that, especially the whole backstory of how he got that movie made. Yeah,
Right. I have a feeling they would probably award it to It Was Just an Accident, but a lot of very good films in this category, admittedly, though.
yeah. All right. So best animated film there. I don't think the anime films I really love. I mean, I wonder if they are going to nominate them. Like Chainsaw Man is one of my favorite animated movies this year, but I don't know if they'll actually nominate Chainsaw Man.
How wild would that be if you could say with a straight face that Chainsaw Man, the movie, was nominated for an Oscar? That'd be wild.
Yeah, but I know they could. I think they could do that, and I would. That's my favorite one of the year. K-pop Demon Hunt is definitely getting nominated. I wonder if Injao. Do you think Injao 2 has any chance of being nominated? Injao 2.
I think it probably is gonna get nominated because it's, like,
Yeah.
one of the highest grossing movies of the year, and it got 2 official US releases, one in its native language and one with an English dub, so I think it's gonna get nominated.
Yeah. What do you think about of course, so that's 3, and then, of course, Zootopia 2 is gonna get nominated.
Yeah, Zootopia 2, and, the 5th one, maybe Elio or, or
Demon
the D
Slayer? Could be. Yeah, Demon Slayer.
could could be, I just have a hard time believing they're gonna nominate, like, a big anime property movie for this category, but it could happen. My pick would be K-pop Demon Hunters just because the animation is terrific, and even though the story's a bit, been there, done that, it's told in such a really vibrant and energetic sort of way that it really just makes the movie pop and come alive, and plus the music is outstanding, so that'd be my pick.
Mm, yeah. I think they're probably gonna do Zootopia too. I think they're probably gonna do Zootopia. That's my guess for the winner, and, yeah, those are my guess for the nominee. Who I would want to win? I want Chainsaw Man. That's what I would wanna win. That'd be crazy. Yeah.
I'm rooting for the nomination if nothing else, just so we can say Chainsaw Man, Oscar nominated movie.
Yeah, so I'd root for that, but those are my what I think they're gonna add to do it for the nominations. Alright, let's see here. Then we got Best Supporting Actress here. Okay, so you got a good pick there for Best Supporting Actress. I was trying to think of who I'd want Best Supporting Actress because 'cause I'm trying to think, like, the 2 performances from 'cause there's, like, 3 performances in Sentimental Value that I'd nominate, and I think
Okay.
maybe you'd put Elle Fanning Best Supporting, you'd put the woman Inga, Lilius, also in there, so you'd have maybe 2 spots there. Tiana Taylor's probably gonna get nominated.
Right.
Odessa Ozan, I think she's probably gonna get nominated, or maybe her, Gwyneth Paltrow,
For
uh,
Marty Supreme?
for Marty Supreme, and then Wumi, Mosaku, um she's who I wanted win, and she's who I think is gonna get nominated. I want her to win. I think it's maybe gonna be the woman from it's tough. I think, who do I think is gonna win? I could see her winning. I could see her winning Best Supporting. The woman from, Wumi, Masako for Sinners. I could see her winning.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah. She does give a great performance, and I wouldn't fault the Academy for giving it to her. My personal pick would be Amy Madigan from Weapons, just because she plays, for my money, the best film villain of the year. She's a very creepy, kind of electric performance that you can't take your eyes off of, and she is, like, the perfect villain for that movie, and she's one of the best parts of an already fantastic movie. My runners up would have been Shi Yuan Ma from Left-Handed Girl, who plays the teenage daughter, and Tiana Taylor from One Battle After Another. Both great performances.
Yeah. I think those are really great, yeah. Do you think Ariana Grande? I think some people say she might get nominated. I don't know. I think it's too strong of a year for her to get nominated. Honestly, I was like, I mean,
I mean, she probably will get nominated because they try to diversify the acting category, so it's not just all drama roles getting all the nominations. So I could I
hmm,
could see her and Cynthia Erivo would get nominated for Best Actress, and Ariana Grande I think would get nominated for Actress, but I could see it happening.
yeah, and it push out somebody like I hope Woomy doesn't get pushed out. I don't want to see her get in there. But yeah, Tiana Taylor, yeah, so her, yeah, but we'll see. Best Supporting Actor. Okay,
Oh boy,
Best Supporting Actor. So I was thinking nomination wise, Sean Penn for One Battle
yeah.
After Another, Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another. This is my rogue pick. I don't think this is gonna happen, but this is my rogue. Josh O'Connor, Wake Up Dead Man, um,
Okay.
and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. Okay, I think who's gonna end up winning? I could see I think it's gonna be either one from One Battle After Another. I think it's either gonna be Benicio del Toro or Sean Penn. And who did you have here? You had Mark Hamill, Life of Chuck. Okay.
Yeah, because Mark Hamill plays the grandfather in Life of Chuck, and I've loved Mark Hamill ever since Star Wars. So, but this is probably one of the best acting performances he's ever given in his career, like live action and voiceover roles. This is just an amazingly comfy and really heartwarming performance from him, and I just think it's super underrated and underappreciated. I think you're right. I think all your nominees are going to get nominated, and Sean Penn, if I had to put money on something, will probably win. But my two rogue picks would have been William H Macy from Train Dreams, who I think probably is going to get nominated, and the ultimate rogue pick for this category, James Sweeney for Twinless, who plays, the friend that tries to befriend the twin that's lost his brother. I think that role is incredibly underappreciated this year, and if it were up to me, I'd give him a nomination for that.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Um. Yeah. So then we also got best director. Okay, this is a tough one here. So best
No,
director.
no
Um.
kidding. This is a tough one.
Uh. So I think, of course, Ryan Coogler's going to get nominated. Paul
Hmm.
Thomas Anderson's going to get nominated. Those I think locks for sure.
Right.
Then also Josh Safdie is probably going to get nominated for Marty Supreme.
Hmm.
Um, then I think the woman who directed "If I Had Legs, I Can Kick You," Mary Bornstein. I think she's also going to get nominated. I don't think her movie probably get nominated for Best Picture. And then the fifth one, mm, it's tough. Let me think. Maybe the director. I could see the director. Maybe Park Chan Wook. Maybe Park Chan Wook. Maybe the director from Sentimental Value.
Yeah, I
Mm,
could I could see any of those getting nominated because they're both really strong pieces. Maybe Chloe Zhao for Hamnet if they want to
yeah.
not if they feel like that.
Yeah, I could see her too. Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Yeah. But you had Ryan Coogler, Sinners, winning.
Yeah, I think Ryan Coogler is just an amazing director even before Sinners, and this is his best movie. It's one of the best horror films of recent years, and it's just got a dynamite sense of energy and like character work and just thematic storytelling. I think this is his category to lose, to be quite honest. And my honorable mentions are Paul Thomas Anderson and Guillermo del Toro, both fantastic films and directing jobs, but I think Ryan Coogler is just the once in a generation movie with Sinners, so I think he's going to win this.
Yeah, it's tough because Guillermo del Toro, also the director from It Was Just an Accident. I was just talking about that's an amazing job,
Hmm.
as well. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, so I think if they are going to put a woman in the category, it's probably going to be Chloe Zhao and not the director from If I Had Legs, I Could Kick You. Even though I think that's a better movie than Hamnet. Um,
Well, and Chloe Zhao didn't Chloe Zhao win Best Director for Nomadland, or am I imagining that?
uh, no, I think because it's still the only woman still is Catherine Bigelow, right?
Oh, you're right.
Oh, no, she did win. Oh, yeah, so it says she was the second of 3 women to win for best director. Okay, so she did win.
Who's the
Okay.
third besides Catherine Bigelow and Chloe Zhao?
I'll do that quick Google real quick, but, yeah. Yeah, so I think if they, are gonna do it, it's probably gonna be Chloe Zhao, eh, best director. Let's see, who is that? So Catherine Bigelow, Chloe Zhao, and Jane Champion for The Power of the Dog.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Great
Um
movie, but I totally forgot about that.
Oh, that's the movie. What's that with Benedict Cumberbatch?
That was the
With
Western where he was just the
gay?
really mean
Oh,
SOB, mean. Yeah, he was gay, but he's just a mean son of a
yeah.
bitch to everyone. But yeah.
Oh yeah. I do. That was a movie with Kristen Dunst. She was drinking out the bottle. She was licking the.
Right. Well, I mean, to be fair to Kristen Dunst in that movie, when your brother-in-law is Benedict Cumberbatch and he's like just the most miserable guy in the world, I could be driven to drink too with that.
Yeah. Okay. But you think, yeah. Who I think is gonna win? Oh man, it's tough. I think it's probably between Paul Thomas Anderson and Ryan Coogler. I think it's between them.
Yeah, I personally I think it's going to be Kugler, but if Paul Thomas Anderson wins, I wouldn't be that surprised. He did a very good job as well.
Yeah. Best actor. Let's do best actress first. Best actress in a leading role.
All right.
Who I think? So I think Jessie Buckley. I think Rose Byrne. I think,
Mhm.
Jessie Buckley, she was in Hamnet. Rose Byrne, she was in If I Had Legs, I Could Kick You. Jennifer Lawrence, probably Die My Love.
Okay.
Probably Cynthia Erivo, maybe Wicked for Good.
Mhm.
Then the 5th pick would probably the actress from Sentimental Value, the lead actress from that. I believe her name is, let's see, Renate, Rizvi.
Okay.
I think she was also nominated for that movie Worst Person in the World too. She was also nominated for that. Um,
Right. Apparently she's great in that movie too.
yeah, and she's great in this. So those are my picks. Who I think is gonna win? I think it's probably gonna be. I mean, Jessie Buckley's got a lot of heat on her right now for Hamnet. Um,
Mhm.
Maybe I go with her, even though I think who would I want to win at Best Actress? Probably either Rose Byrne or the woman from Sentimental Value would probably be
Okay.
my pick. What did you pick there?
My pick is actually gonna be Chase Infinity from One Battle After Another, who plays Leonardo DiCaprio's daughter. I think in a movie that has incredible performance after incredible performance, she's the best actor in this movie, and it's astounding because she's, like, 18 years old, and she's, like, just incredible. I think this is one of the most impressive acting performances I've seen in a long time, and I would give her the nomination and win. And for my rogue picks, I think Glenn Close does an amazing job in Wake Up Dead Man and Sophie Thatcher from Companion. It's a totally out of left field pick, but I think she does a great job with the kind of situation she's put in and has to act in really interesting and unconventional ways. So those would be my two rogue picks. But Chase
Mm,
Infinity for my book is the best actress of 2025.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think Jessie Buckley, she's got a lot of heat on her right now. Maybe she'll probably end up taking it, but I don't know. Yeah. Best actor. So
Yes.
what I think is Michael B. Jordan,
Mhm.
Timothy Chalamet, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Timothy Chalamet for Murray Supreme, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, and Wagner Moura for Secret Agent.
Okay.
Who do I think is gonna win? This is another tough one. Um, man, I think I think maybe this is his year. I think they probably just give it to Chalamet. I think this is his year.
Really?
Yeah, I even though I liked him in Marty Supreme. Out of the ones that I listed, who do I think is the best? Wagner Moore is the best.
Mm,
He's the best. Um, but I don't think he's gonna get it. So I
right.
think Chalamet might get it. But I don't know. He could surprise me. What about you? What are you thinking?
I think it's going to go to Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, not just because he plays two different roles, but he plays two different roles so effectively and differently from each other. And the way he plays into the story and themes of Sinners as a movie is extremely exciting and really interesting to watch. And I think his performance is really like deceptively nuanced to be, you know, to me. And I think there's a lot of meat to chew on. And I that would be my pick for best actor. My rogue picks, it's funny you mentioned this in the supporting actor, but I think Jacob Elordi would be my pick for best actor for Frankenstein, just because he's the co-main character of the movie, and he gives arguably the best performance in that movie. And Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams deserves a nomination. He's incredible in that movie, and like I've liked him in several movies before, but this is the best performance of his career. So give Joel Edgerton a nomination, guys, please.
Yeah. Before we get to best picture, unfortunately, I haven't seen like live action short. I can't give my opinion on that one. Best
Right.
documentary, I haven't seen any documentaries this year. Um,
I didn't put in picks for any of those because I haven't seen any of them.
yes, all those categories: short documentary, short film, international short film, things like that. But there is a category, best casting. That's a new category that the
Oh,
Academy is introducing this year. There, so the short list for that is Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Sarat, Weapons, Wicked for Good. If you had to think of a movie that had the best cast this year, and they said so 10 films would advance in the casting category for the 98th Academy Awards. Members of the casting director branch vote to determine shortlists and the nominees. Academy members will be invited to. Okay, I thought I was going to explain more of what the category is all about. But
Oh,
it,
okay.
if you had to actually say like best cast, what would you go with?
Probably One Battle After Another because every performance in that movie is incredible, you could list like 5 or 6 different actors from that movie that deserve Oscar nominations and well-deserved Oscar nominations. So I think pound for pound, this is the best casted film of the year. So that'd be my pick.
Out of the finalists that they gave, it might be either One Battle After Another or Sinners, maybe.
Mhm.
Mario Supreme's got a great cast too, especially a lot of like people that it's like you don't really know who they are, and they just kind of pop up, and like directors and all these kind of other people in there that do a great job.
Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank for some reason.
Yeah, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. Yeah, I think it's probably between. Also, Weapons is listed here as a finalist too. Weapons.
Mm,
Um, I'd go either best cast Sinners. I'd go Sinners. Love the cast of Sinners. I'd go with Sinners.
very worthy pick too.
All right, the big one,
Yep.
best picture. So these are 10 nominees for best picture that you do. So what I think is going to be nominated: Sinners, One
Mhm.
Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, Secret Agent, Train Dreams, No Other Choice, If I Had Legs I Could Kick You, and Blue Moon. Those would be my 10 picks if they
Right.
did them. Um, and you had so honorable mentions you had were Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Twinless, and Life of Chuck. With honorable mentions
Yes.
there. And what do you think is going to win?
I think Sinners is gonna win this. I think it's a horror film that really has, like, transcended its genre and become a talking point in pop culture, and even beyond the excitement of the movie itself, it's just an incredibly rich movie from a thematic standpoint, from a filmmaking standpoint, and it's one of the most, like, deceptively clever and rich movies of the year, and I think this is gonna win the big prize.
Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, last year kind of surprised me because if I had to guess, I guess last year I didn't guess Anora was going to win. So that kind of
Okay.
surprised me. I thought they
Right.
were going to go for more traditional pick like the Brutalist or something like that. So they might end up giving it to Sinners. Because I think between this category, I think it's between it one battle after another. Even though Marty Supreme, they could maybe sneak and give it to that. I think that's the dark horse for me. Is maybe Marty
Mhm.
Supreme. Um, Man, yeah, I fuck it. I'll go with what I love. I go Sinners, and I
There
give
you
it to
go. There you go.
yeah. What do you think about the nominations? Why you have to list all the nominations? What do you think in there?
I think those are really good nominations. I just think Frankenstein's gonna get a Best Picture nomination, but
Okay.
I don't really know who I would kick out though. I think Frankenstein's definitely gonna be on that short list, but I just maybe maybe Secret Agent could get kicked out, but yeah, I just think it's gonna get nominated.
I can look here. Let's see what some people are predicting. For Best Picture nominees here. So they're predicting Sinners, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, Frankenstein, Hamnet, The Secret Agent, One Battle After Another, No Other Choice, Train Dreams, and Marty Supreme.
Hmm,
So that's pretty much it. I think it's gonna be pretty much all the same ones here. I wonder, so
okay.
they're not gonna put the big budget movie in there because usually they'll try to throw that in there, like a movie everybody's probably seen, maybe like Avatar or something.
Right.
Uh,
I don't think Fire and Ash is gonna get nominated because they've done that trick. They've done that play before. I don't Superman's not gonna get nominated because it's just too stacked of a year. But if those were the Best Picture nominees, I don't think that would be I think that'd be a very worthy list of films to be considered.
Variety, they picked F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet. It was just, he said they ain't made a face F1.
Right.
uh, I like F1. It's okay. I mean, I guess that's
Yeah.
like their big budget normie pick is F1.
I would
But
imagine
they also
F1 would be like for best special effects or something like that.
like sound. I could see it winning. It'll probably be nominated for sound or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Train Dreams, Wicked for Good. I hope Wicked for Good don't get that. All this good shit out, Wicked for
Mm,
Good. And I think Wicked is
when
okay, but I mean, come on, man.
Wicked for Good is not going to get nominated. It's the first part is way better. Sorry, but it's just the truth. It's not going to get nominated.
Yeah. Variety has One Battle After Another winning for Best Picture. They have that winning.
Mm.
There for that. So yeah. But pretty much, yeah, a lot of lists are pretty much predicting a lot of the same thing on those movies. This one has Begonia on it. Maybe, but you think Begonia could maybe sneak in there?
Personally, no. I love Begonia, but I just don't think it's. I think that it's too crowded of a year, and plus, Poor Things already got a ton of nominations the year that came out, and I think that's a stronger movie. Despite me loving Begonia, Poor Things is a stronger movie, so I don't think it's going to get nominated.
Yeah. So that was our Oscar 98th Oscar predictions. They went, damn, they almost on the hundredth anniversary of the Oscars there. Pretty awesome there.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were our thoughts there. Oscar picks, Oscar predictions there.